Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Here's my Toyota. You haven't seen it in a couple weeks. That's mainly because when I went to fire it up from vacation to bring it home, it wouldn't start and it was out of fuel. I didn't know why. These lines, I'll show you real quick. These lines, that one right there and this one here, somebody told me it's a brand. I thought it was a type. This is choline. There's some kind of hard plastic type line. They're not rubber. And this one crimped. So see how that one's like arced out? I had this one quite a bit longer and I thought it'll be okay. I'll just let it arc. And if it leaks, I can trim it. Well, that didn't happen. Everything in here got nice and toasty out on the trail. And it must have been warm enough for the pressure on this line to kink it. So that sucked. Next up, you remember from the dyno video I mentioned I'm really disappointed with the off-idle response on this thing. There just isn't one. It's as simple as that. If you need a refresher, it has the biggest pump you can get in America. It's a 7.5 millimeter pump. It's a whole set HE221 turbo. It's got 430 gears in it. Off idle, it just doesn't do anything. Like going down a trail, even this little hill right here, it wouldn't idle up this little hill in first gear in high range. Like, this is a trail. It's like to get out to public hunting and stuff. It's maintained by our Department of Natural Resources. It's not some hardcore trail. There's some hills, but it's all like hard packed, and Grandpa can totally take his Silverado out there and does every fall, right? So it was very frustrating to have to be in low range. For my 4x4 with pretty low gears, a 50-pound flywheel, which should really help, and you know, a couple $1,000 worth of hot rod parts thrown at it. So, I mean, that pump was $1,000. That turbo was another $500. It's not like I put some, you know, it's not something I took straight out of the junkyard on the ground. I was pretty frustrated with the performance on the trail. The dyno numbers I didn't care about. I just did that to show people that it's not 200 horsepower, so people would know exactly what it is. And of course, since that video, people have continued to say it's 200 horsepower. I even had one guy say, I just saw on Sloppy Mechanics where somebody posted this and it made 200 horsepower. And that somebody was me, and it made 100 horsepower. So people suck at reading. Anyway, to get back to the point here, on all these mechanical diesel turbocharged Mercedes engines, like the OM617, OM616, OM603, all of the mechanical ones have a device right here. This is called an ALDA. And that's an acronym, a German acronym for thing that fucks you up. You feed boost into it, and then somehow it activates that plunger and cuts fuel until it sees enough boost. There's like a diaphragm in here made of some unobtainium alloy. I don't really care about the details. I wanted to see if taking it off would improve my driving experience, and boy did it. You can lug it now. Like I keep telling people, there is no diesel torque. It's not super fun. It's super fun now. You can lug it. Before, like doing a rolling stop, going around a corner, put it in second gear, it would chug. It doesn't do that now. I'll cut to some video, or I'll finish with some video of me like driving up a hill. It's awesome. It's still 100 horsepower and 200 foot-pounds of torque, but like this isn't a very heavy 4x4, and it should totally be capable of pushing it around and pushing it down a trail. And it is now. So, I printed this little plug to go on there, and I will make that STL available on Thingiverse, and I'll post it up on the OM617 swap group, and the Driveway Engineer Facebook group. This diameter of this hole is not right, which is how I design stuff. I just keep going until I get it right, because it's 27 cents worth of plastic. It's not even that, it's 10. But that'll go right there, cover this up. Like I said, this inner diameter is too small to fit over that but I didn't bother measuring anything except the threads on this, and then I only measured the major. So if you care, it's an M24 by 1.5. If you want to try to make your own, knock yourself out. Most of you probably don't have one, you don't care, you just want to know what all you need to put an LS in your Uncle Rodney's El Camino. But yeah, that's what I worked on this weekend. I don't know where you guys are at. Where I'm at, it's super miserable. It's like super hot. I have this LS that I got off the ground that I shouldn't have. So that content will be coming, but I'm happy with this swap now. So enjoy a little driving video. I'll cut to that now. This is another one right in front of my house. I used to not be able to climb this hill. It would bog real bad. See, as soon as I push the throttle now, it goes. Now I gotta like no-hand this while I go around this guy. I used to have a lot of drama going up this hill. But now I have the ability to lug the engine a little bit. I don't have to be at 1800 for it to take off. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so to wrap this up here, like last 2 weeks ago when I took this off-road on the trails, I couldn't have came up that little hill in first gear on high range. It would have bogged. I would have had to go faster than I wanted, or I'd have had to shift it down into low range. With the Alda off, that's just not a thing now. I can just walk right up it. I can lug it. I used to not be, like if you came to a stop sign and you didn't really need to come to a full and complete stop, you just throw it in second gear and go. It would bog. Now it just chugs and goes. Yeah, it drives much more like everybody thinks it should. Like when I keep telling people it doesn't have any of that diesel torque, it does now. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. And you know, I don't know, it's a weird Mercedes thing. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer.